Thank you to my Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to Xavier Zamora, Velimir Brokovich, Troy Smothers, Murad Shaker, Victor Vegas, and SafeMoon Oz for being higher level patrons. You could join that for as little as $1 a month. There is a link down in the description below. Also, thank you to my YouTube members. You can click the join button below this video if you'd like to show your support there. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into the news. This is about the SafeMoon Blockchain. And guess what? We've got a series of messages from the CEO of SafeMoon, John Karony. I'm going to go ahead and get right on into that. First up, John Karony about the SafeMoon blockchain. He says, this is over in the SafeMoon Discord, by the way. The other item we are looking at is decentralization of the actual hardware. Yeeting a blockchain onto AWS or something isn't ideal. We may do something like that in the beginning, but the intent would be to have the hardware decentralized, meaning completely off-grid and running on its own power, which then raises the question of how large of a footprint do we want or need. I mean, we could build a beefed up system and put it in a shipping container, or we could aim to host it on smaller devices. With that in mind, now we have to account for supply chain into our development timeline. These are all items we are exploring. As I said previously, there is a hardware component to this whole thing. He then goes on. There's a question saying, if SafeMoon becomes the cheapest blockchain, everyone will use this. It's more of a statement than a question. And John's response to that was, we do that by combining different products into one, where the rewards for using the blockchain come from diverse sources. Again, final product may look different than what we are currently looking at, as we are in the prep phase. If we discover something that is amazing, we will pivot, as that would become the new best course of action. But wait, there's more! So then he also goes on about the different proof methods. He said, we're exploring a witness system similar to proof of coverage, but not, meaning users would be the validators to an extent. We still might go another route, but it depends on the final hardware specs we're working with. We're experimenting with a few different consensus algorithms. Just wanted to share a little nugget with you. But not proof of work. The intent is to be green and have the blockchain semi-hosted off-grid in a decentralized fashion. We're combining a few different concepts together, which requires experimentation. And then lastly here about proof methods, he says proof of time. One of the concepts we were exploring was around how to pick validators. This was when we were exploring that witness aspect in proof of coverage, meaning if a wallet was active more than 100 days in a row, they would be eligible to be a validator. But I don't think we were going down that route. But it was a fun little brainstorming session to talk about the possibilities around that kind of model. All right, so what are my takeaways on this? Number one is that they said that they are in the prep phase. Number two is that they've been exploring some different kinds of models, these proof models, and they have not officially decided on one quite yet. And they are running some different tests. So he says here we are experimenting with a few different consensus algorithms. And then he's just sharing everything with the community here. What would be great is if they would have already decided on something at this point in time. Project's been out for a year. I don't know when they first had the consideration of doing the blockchain. I'm assuming that more than likely when the project got underway that they did not have plans to do that. John came in and then kind of thought about adding that, or maybe somebody else pitched it to him on the team. I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating on that. But we've had quite a bit of time here. And the idea of the wind turbines and those other elements, it definitely would have been more reassuring if they would have already chosen one of these models. But, I'm not a coder at the end of the day. I don't do blockchain development. I don't do coding myself. I talk with lots of people that are very well versed with these things. But myself, I don't do that. And what they're looking to do, John is making it clear, he's trying to have the hardware itself play a very important role with this, right? having that hardware element is going to be something that I think helps separate what they're doing from many of these other blockchain-based products that are out there. So he doesn't know if he wants to go with small scale and just have a whole bunch of them, or have one large individual device. I hope that they make some decisions sometime soon, because being indecisive, frankly, it's not a good characteristic for a leader. But jumping the gun and just yeeting it, like he's saying, I also agree with that. Like, that's not a sign of a good leader there either. Just throwing and hoping that it sticks to the wall, having some sort of a plan, prepping like what they're doing. So it's a mixed bag, you know? And I think that part of the reason why I'm so frustrated, or the largest part, is like many other people, where we had these old roadmaps from old team members that don't exist anymore with the team, that suggested the blockchain was going to be out last year, and here we are, we're getting ready to go into the second quarter of 2022, and it's like, well, what's the holdup? What's going on? What happened to all the work that you guys were doing before with the blockchain? But, I don't work at SafeMoon. I can't speak on their behalf and say, oh, well, this new partner came along, they suggested this thing, and it's going to exponentially increase the value of what we're doing, but because of that, we can't use the old model anymore, right? Like, if you have something like that comes into play, well, then it kind of is what it is, right? I just hope that whatever it is that they have that comes out, it works, it's efficient, and it is something that just absolutely connects everything together. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below. I do have referral links if you want to get free crypto, free stock. Feel free to check those out. If you want to protect your crypto, you can use a cold storage wallet, for example, Elapal. There's a discount code in the description. And if you're new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button, click the bell icon. Again, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Thank you so much. God bless. I will see you in the next episode.